Okay, guys, we are back with another My Thoughts video, and this time around we're going to be doing a My Thoughts on Chris Benoit from the first episode of Dark Side of the Ring Season 2. And me and my buddy Joe here, we're going to be talking about this one because, man, this was...
It's pretty powerful stuff, bro.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start with this one. You know, because it's just like, after watching both of the episodes, the two-part episode, it was just like, wow. You know, now you get a really, like, a little better understanding of Chris Benoit and where his head was at, and
what was in a good place.
Yeah, what was going on. And what I found, which was really awesome about this first episode, this two-part episode, is they didn't just go into, Chris Benoit. They also went into heavy on, Eddie Guerrero too.
Well, not just Eddie, but they went in like detail about Nancy Benoit, about Daniel Benoit, about David Benoit.
Yeah. The son that's alive. He was part of it, man. That was really powerful, especially the part two. Man, did they really? Man, Vice, does a great. The people behind the Dark Side of the Ring series, man. They really fucking pulled it out of the rabbit out of the hat on this one, because they really did a fantastic job. I don't even think they could top this one. I'm not expecting.
Who knows, though, dude? I mean,
I know they got quite a few more coming, because the season just started, but I don't even know if they could top this Chris Benoit one, man, because this one was fucking powerful.
I'm sure there's other stories out there that could top it.
I don't know. But, man, these guys do not disappoint when they put together this series, dude. Ever since the first series came out, man, I was so, hyped up for it, and then it ended up being extremely good. As a matter of fact, when I did a My Thoughts video on season 1, I even said something like, I'm hoping that they do something on Chris Benoit and that we can find out some new details. And sure enough, I think we got an all-around picture on it, which is pretty powerful, to say the least.
Yeah.
So, in the first episode, they went into, a lot about Eddie Guerrero and, what's his name, finding Eddie Guerrero, face down in the bathroom.
That was sad.
Yeah, and the guy, he was still alive.
Yeah.
And
what did they say? I don't think he was clinching on his last life
right.
shot when he got there.
Yeah, he was saying that he was gurgling and shit like that, and
he slipped away.
And he slipped away, and then he went in, because the next morning they were supposed to all work out, and Chris was calling up there. It's like, hey, where you guys at? Are we working out? And then he had to...
Yeah, then the motel security told him, hey, we have a problem with your uncle. He didn't answer his wake-up call.
Oh, yeah. Well, what I'm talking about happened afterwards, but yeah, you have a problem with your uncle, and
they showed him that they never said this, but they said when they opened up Eddie's door, Eddie had the fucking the chain lock on. So they said when they opened the door, they had to reach in there with bolt cutters and cut the damn chain.
Right.
And they said when they went in there, Eddie was laying face down on the floor.
And what's his name found him. on the floor. What's his name? Who found him on the floor?
Chavo.
Chavo, that's right. And he was still alive at that point. And then later...
Yeah, barely.
But then, after he had passed, Eddie had called up wondering where they were at because they were supposed to work out. Like I was saying. And Chavo...
Benoit called Chavo.
Right.
And he was like, hey, where you guys at? And Chavo had to tell him, like, look, and he said, hey, when he told Chris that...
Yeah, Chris popped.
Eddie he's like, he heard like a wail.
Yeah.
From Chris that he never heard before. I mean,
it destroyed him. And
well,
you know what?
It's like, you know what? I can see that, you know, you figure Eddie and Chris were like best friends.
Right. And like Chris Jericho said, he said that was like pretty much the beginning of the end for, you know, Benoit.
Yeah.
And then his world started to slowly close in on him.
And you know what? That's true, because if you see, I mean, look at his career after Eddie Guerrero died. Like, I mean, on TV, yeah, he was still the cool, badass, ass-kicking, you know, as they say, toothless aggression, whatever, you know, whatever. But he, but they said backstage he was just, I mean, he was going wacko.
Right. And another thing I want to point out with all this that led up to, you know, Chris Benoit's death, people got to realize this, that no man in their right mind is going to kill their son and then kill their wife and kill theirself. There has to be something behind that, a combination of things, which we're going to get into, about that, you know, what led up to Chris Benoit doing that, you know.
Yeah.
He did you know, because look, wrestlers, you know, people call wrestling fake and all this bullshit, but what people don't seem to realize that professional wrestlers, they're in fucking high performance mode all the time. You understand?
Especially back then, you know.
Yeah.
In WWF, WWE, whatever, you know, I forget who said it, Chris, I think Jericho or Chavo said it, like, this business is not for everybody.
Exactly.
Like, you know,
not the average person couldn't even fucking do this. The average person, if you were to go into a tryout, you'd probably be puking your guts out and leave. They'd stretch the fuck out of you and you'd be out of there. I'd say 90% of the people.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get that out of the way first and foremost. Professional wrestling on the level that, you know, Chris Benoit was and Eddie Guerrero and a lot of them.
Yeah.
On the level that these guys were on, that's what you call high performance. High performance work is where you're at it like all the time. You know, 7 days a week. You're constantly working and you never stop, right?
Yeah.
And when it comes to wrestling, that's pretty much what you're doing. You're traveling all the damn time, right? So you're traveling, and then you're wrestling every night. Then you're getting slammed off the fucking mats. You're getting stiffed by wrestlers. You're taking chair shots to the fucking head. You know,
which that, like,
and that's what helped.
You know what? That's one thing. They talk about the chair shots and shit like this, and makes you think, man. Back when we grew up, like, that was the one thing you loved. Like, I mean, I know how dangerous it was, but when you go back and you watch, man, all the chair shots, like, fucking. I mean, look at the way Mick Foley, how many damn chair shots did he take from The Rock?
Oh yeah.
At the fucking 1999 Royal Rumble.
Right.
Shit, man.
And he's all fucked up now. I mean, he's in mega pain.
Oh, I know, dude. He got hit 7, like,
you know,
7 or 8 7 or 8 damn handcuffed behind his back, just pop, 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 pop.
Right. So the whole thing that what I'm talking about is pretty much you're in high performance, all the time. And plus on top of that, he has to work out. He's taking steroids.
Yeah, and also you figure you got all that going on.
Right.
Plus you got a wife and son.
Right.
To take care of. Your best friend's fucking dead. You got to keep the schedule going. And it's like you say, when it gets to that point, when he was in work mode, work, and
right, it breaks you.
It didn't take the proper time, to grieve after you lose somebody that you care about.
Right, he had to go wrestling right away.
Yeah.
So I think it was just a whole combination of things. And plus I'm sure he was doing drugs. A lot of the wrestlers do drugs, to kill the pain. They drink to kill the pain. Scott Hall drank to fucking numb out the pain.
It's like Jake the Snake Roberts said in Beyond the Mat, dude.
Right. It's a circle of hell.
But not only that.
What did he say in Beyond the Mat? Didn't he say something?
He's like, in wrestling, drugs are like a necessity. Like,
right.
You have to have something for something.
Right.
Like,
you need something to wake up.
You got to take pills to go to sleep. You got to take pills to wake up.
Right.
You got to take. You got to drink. You got to do fucking cocaine to speed you up, to get you so you can go out there and work a damn 30, 40-minute match.
Right. Well, most matches aren't that long, but...
Well, I'm talking about back in the old days, dude. Matches would go 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah,
easily.
some will go... But, so you're traveling all the time, you're wrestling all the time, you're taking stiff hits all the time, getting slammed, getting chair shots in the fucking head, doing all this, and Chris Benoit's been wrestling since, somewhere in the 80s, right? So rough.
No, Chris Benoit has been wrestling since early 90s.
Are you sure? I thought he started in the late 80s.
No, I remember him wrestling at a WCW event in 91, but
yeah, but I think he started in Japan and all that beforehand. Yeah, he had a mask on and all that shit.
It might have been late 80s.
Yeah.
I really kind of just remember him in the 90s.
Right. But I think it was just him feeling hopeless, plus all the concussions with all the fucking injuries to the head. He even, the one guy, I forgot his name, but he was saying that he talked to Chris Benoit 6 months before he passed, and he was doing a book on concussions.
Yeah, Chris Nowinski.
Yeah, and Chris Benoit was interested in all that, and
yeah, remember he asked Chris Nowinski, he's like, how many concussions did it take you to just give it up and before you sought out help?
Right.
And he said it was 6 or 7. And he asked Chris how many he suffered, and Chris
more than he can count.
Yeah, he said he lost count. I've been like, dude, you need to fucking step away, go to a fucking brain specialist and get, fuck this shit, dude.
Yeah. He should have. He definitely should have quit if he was under that kind of. And I think that particular night, I think his mind kind of just snapped. He went into an altered personality or something.
I think it was that, and
everything built up with his friend dead.
And they were talking about how he had empty beer cans and empty liquor bottles.
Right.
He might have went on, he might have just snapped, went on a drinking binge or whatever, and then maybe you know, he got to maybe an altercation. With,
right. He probably was in a fight with his wife, and then boom, that just lit the fire.
Yeah, but and then he probably but that doesn't explain why he killed his little son.
Only God knows.
Unless maybe his son saw it happen.
Maybe. I mean, we're not gonna know. We're truly not gonna know.
All we know is that everybody in that house died.
Right. You know, for years.
Died. Nancy Benoit died, and Daniel Benoit died.
Right. And for years, I've been saying this. The way everything went down was so fucking weird. I said it's only one of two things. Either he was set up and they were all murdered, or his mind snapped, because there is no way in hell some guy is going to build this fantastic career and just all one night decide to kill his wife and kid. Yeah, nobody does that.
Not just his career, but you know, you hear from everybody. He lived for Nancy and Daniel.
Right.
That was his life.
Yeah.
Everybody was saying, like, you know.
Right. So
why would you just up in one day just kill that?
Because his mind snapped. He wasn't in the right frame mind. I think a lot of it also, he just lost a lot of hope. Like after after Eddie Guerrero died, he like Chris Jericho said, his world just started to slowly close in on him.
Yeah, and remember I think Vicky Guerrero said that she talked to Nancy like months before Chris, all that shit went down, and they said that she actually, like that year, she wanted Chris to step away from the wrestling business.
Yeah. Nancy was also saying they were showing like Texas or something where she's saying that the steroid.
They're arguing, they're fighting.
They're fighting over the steroid rage and all that shit.
Yeah.
They even got in.
Did you notice what she said about the so-called WWE wellness policy?
Yeah.
She said the wellness policy was a bunch of bullshit.
Which it is, because Chris was taking steroids.
Yeah. I mean, not just the steroids, but if they would have sent him to if any legit doctor would have seen him and just would have seen just this, you know, his brain was fucked up. Any doctor could have seen that this guy ain't right. He needs to step away from the business.
Oh, but you know, Vince is only gonna send his own doctors.
Of course.
You see, therefore, Vince McMahon in WWE, in my opinion, is partially to blame, because they could have put a stop to this.
You see what Nancy's sister said about they asked her, they asked Daniel, they asked them if they received any help from the WWE after that, and they said they never heard a fucking word from them.
They backed off. Which is
and they said it just erased Chris's name from it all. Like they said, the day after they learned what had happened, they just up and erased his name from everything.
Yeah, when they're the ones that are partially to blame for it, for not getting Chris the right doctors and shit.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like CM Punk said he got in an argument with Vince McMahon when they talk about he left because he realizes that company does not care for all Vince cares about is how quick you can pee in that cup and get in that ring.
Exactly.
You know,
there was plenty of wrestlers that have talked about, Vince doesn't give a fuck about the wrestlers.
Nope.
That he just cares about, the business. Which I believe to a point is true.
The business. All he cares about is the money. The money.
What's the business?
I'm a fucking billionaire, but I gotta make more money.
Well, yeah. Also, he wants to keep his fucking business going. He doesn't want to take any blame for anything.
What's funny from what I heard is that Vince could shut the fucking doors down on WWE, and he still has more than enough money to just sit back and relax for the rest of his life.
Well, that's not who he is. He's that's his passion. That's his love, his drive.
No, he's a selfish, greedy, fucking stuck-up piece of fucking shit.
Well,
is what Vince McMahon is.
Well, he probably is.
How many times we heard that he's like, he said something, I forgot what it was in, but he was saying about he gets off on making wrestlers' lives miserable.
Yeah. I mean,
he gets off on destroying careers.
Yeah, like, what was that one wrestler? I can't forget I forgot his name, but he was in ECW, and he talks about how he got injured really badly, but Vince still wanted him to go and do one more match, but the doctor was saying, no, dude, you can't. And Vince told him, well, get the fuck out of here and all this shit. And then Vince thought of something, said, well, wait a minute, I'm going to have you, talk on the microphone. And when he did, he took the microphone, he told Vince and the company what he thought of it and fucking left. Who was that ECW wrestler? I forgot his name.
I don't even know who the fuck you're talking about, bro.
You're the one that fucking told me this story a while back. Hold on.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Because I would remember this, dude.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me look up online. Let's see. I will look up online real quick. But yeah, this whole second episode, man, was fantastic. Or this first episode of the season,
Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring season 2, man, that was fantastic, man. Powerful.
It was pretty cool, dude.
That was some powerful stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I love, man, those guys that put that together. They did as always, a fantastic job. They really know how to put together something.
Yeah. Well, you know what, though? They did it the right way. At least, I mean, they got the right people. Like everybody that was close to Chris and Nancy.
Right.
Like they had Chavo, Vicky, Dean Malenko, Chris Jericho. Even his surviving. Dude, I tell you what, man. I don't think I ever felt more bad for somebody than David Benoit.
Yeah, because he's like, they want to, they blackballed him and all this. It's like, fuck you guys. He had nothing to do with nothing.
It's not that, but at one point they were asking him about his little brother Daniel. And they show some home movies of him and his brother, like wrestling around, and he said something about him and Daniel had like dreams of becoming tag team champions.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the wrestler I was talking about was Shane Douglas.
Oh yeah.
You remember that story where Vince wanted him to wrestle, and the doctor said, "No, man, you can't."
Yeah. that was when everybody started bitching at him on the bus and stuff like, yo, well, fucking Sheeta, he work hurt, you can work hurt.
Yeah, he wanted him to work hurt. It's like, wow, dude. So, yeah, Vince doesn't give a fuck about nobody, dude. A wellness program, that's a bunch of bullshit.
I know.
But yeah, you know, a powerful episode. It was really good to see his son up there, which looks, man, identical to him, which is creepy.
I know that, I mean, dude, you know what's weird? You look at David Benoit, and then you also look at Daniel Benoit.
Yeah.
And see that both of them clearly, like, they looked like, you can see Chris Benoit in both of those kids.
Yeah, you could totally see it. And, you know, if his son wants to wrestle, I think anybody should let him, you know? Don't blame.
Well, you know what? He's already been talking about, like, he's trying to get in the right, and he wants to use, bad thing is about it, he wants to use the name Chris Benoit Jr.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he could get in like that.
I don't think that's wise. Like,
yeah, I don't know if anybody would agree. You know, I think he should just use his own name.
Yeah, and just, I mean, you know what? I already, like, he could fucking come out and, like, he could say this thing, like, you know what? Y'all can think what you want about my dad, but I'm here. You know, I'm here to make the Benoit name mean something again.
Yeah, and plus, like he said, it wasn't his dad that night.
Yeah.
His dad snapped people, so let's get that out and about, you know, because there's no way a man in his right mind would kill his son and wife for, you know, no reason.
I mean, not just a son or wife, but a son or wife that meant everything to him.
Right. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but man, fantastic episode. I'm looking forward to, you know, watching all the rest of them.
Me too.
You know they're going to be posting all those on YouTube like they did the first season. I want them to put them out on Blu-ray. We need each season on Blu-ray, man.
Oh, yeah.
That would be awesome. Anyways, we're going to probably wrap this one up, unless if you got anything else to say about it.
No, I mean, I give that video, Dark Side of the Ring, Chris Benoit story, I definitely give that 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, 10 stars.
And everybody out there listening, if you haven't watched it yet, you need to watch it. If you are a fan of Chris Benoit,
watch it.
And if you remember exactly everything that happened, you need to watch this video.
Yeah, and even if you're not a fan of Chris Benoit, you need to watch it anyway so that you can get, you know, a full scope of things. You know, so that you can have a better understanding of what went on in his head, because he wasn't there in the head. You know, he wasn't in his right mind. And the one thing I don't agree with Jim Ross is that he said Chris Benoit doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Well, I don't agree with that. I think Chris Benoit does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. The wrestler, you know, if you separate the personal from the wrestling.
You know what's fucked up? They put the 4 Horsemen in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And Chris Benoit was a long-time member of the fucking 4 Horsemen.
Right.
And of course, he don't get that accolade.
But here's another thing. This is another thing why I don't agree with Jim Ross. And I like Jim Ross. I think he's awesome. But if they're going to put fucking Jimmy Snuka in the fucking Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah, and guess what?
He killed this woman, some girl, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. There's been a few wrestlers that have killed people, you know, that have been in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But
not just people that have killed people, but people that have killed themselves. Like, you know, look, they put Devon Eriks in the Hall of Fame.
Right, and they kill themselves.
Yeah.
You know, except for one.
Nobody holding. I understand. I mean, that's kind of shitty to say that, but I mean, because I respect the Von Erichs and all this, but
well, yeah, but
when you have four kids, well, three kids in a row, just up and kill themselves. Like, that should say, hey, there's something, there's a problem here.
Yeah, and I think a part of the problem, which we're not going to get into because this is not what it's about, is their dad probably driving their fucking ass too hard.
He wouldn't allow them to do anything else.
Yeah, see, when you drive somebody too hard, you can drive them into madness, you know. And when you get into that high performance mode, only certain people can stay at that mode, you know.
Yeah.
Others will burn out and go crazy, you know. So, anyways, sidetracking a little bit. But yeah, I mean, Jimmy Snuka, he got into the Hall of Fame, you know, and... you know, so that's the one thing I didn't agree with Jim Ross. I think he should be, because his wrestling is some of the best in the history of wrestling. You know, so Chris Benoit is one of the best.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, we're wrapping this one up because it went on too long. That is definitely our thoughts on the Chris Benoit episode of Dark Side of the Ring Season 2. And I'm sure we'll be back to do more my thoughts on the rest of those episodes.
Oh, yeah.
We shall see. But, man, this one was really powerful. I don't even see them topping this one. Well, we'll see. You know what? This was a two-parter. They could have went on longer with this, you know? They could have really went deep into this. And it could have been easily another... you know, 2 more parts.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but yeah, very good. Definitely check it out. And yeah, now I can see why Hannibal from Hannibal TV was upset because of that small part where they were talking about Kevin Sullivan, you know, you know, hitting his wife or something, you know, hurting his wife.
Yeah.
You know, I guess
you notice, of course. He's like, he refused to comment on this.
Like, yeah, right. So Hannibal's good friends with Kevin Sullivan. He didn't agree with that part of the fucking documentary. I'm like, dude, if it really happened, I don't give a fuck if you're friends with him or not. If it really happened, he's a piece of shit. If it didn't happen, then right on. But if it did happen, you know, he's a piece of shit, and that's the bottom line. You know.
Exactly. Yep.
But we won't know. Of course, whenever anything comes out, people are going to deny it, no matter what. You know, when shit comes out, just like that whole that 2 Corys, the rape of 2 Corys, you know, with the Corey Feldman documentary that came out, he exposed Charlie Sheen as raping Corey Haim on the set of Lucas, and right away, Charlie Sheen denied it. You know, of course he's going to deny it. He's not going to sit there. Well, you got me, guys. Yep, I did it. You know, of course, these assholes are going to deny it. But anyways, we'll go ahead and wrap it up because we're sidetracking big time.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, powerful episode, guys. Definitely check that one out, and we'll let you know about the rest. That's it for this episode of My Thoughts. We're out of here, people. And peace.